takes personal time to learn and produce the Red River cart and the York boat in a traditional way, and to continuously ensure the quality of the craft that was used and designed by our ancestors. It is important that this knowledge is shared within our communities and within our schools to preserve our Métis culture for future generations. It is rare that we see our culture represented within the Indigenous landscape, locally, provincially, or within our federal national institutions. Pat Callahoo reflects on the importance of being seen and recognized within the Aboriginal landscape.
Tanse everybody, my name is Pat Callahoo. I'm a Métis artist. I got a call from a local Métis group and they said, could you figure out how to make a Red River cart? And then that was how I began making carts. So I literally just went up to my shop and I got a wheel together and I got all the spokes and then I went in the meeting with that, and then that was the beginning of the Red River cart. Red River carts were historically used for moving furs. So from our buffalo hunt, we put all the meat and fur in there and bring it back to our camp. And then also when we're moving, we'd use it to move our teepees and all our stuff and our tents. And we'd also, in times of uncertainty, we'd live in them. So you could put a little cover on them and you could live in there with your family. So a Red River cart is a wagon that is made from all wood, wooden nails, and sinew and rawhide. So it's lashed together with strips of rawhide and sinew, which is animal skin and tendon material, and then the nails would have been made out of wood. So I would have just took a little, either a branch and a file or a chisel or a pocket knife, and I just carve a nail and then put them in there. It takes me 7 days by myself with just hand tools, providing nothing breaks and everything works. The most challenging part of building a Red River cart is cutting out the wheel pieces, trying to make them perfectly round. If these little pieces are out, or if anything is out by just the tiniest amount, by the time you get around the rim, it's amplified. So there's 4 pieces. So if you're out by 1/4 of an inch times 4, that's a lot, right? I carve the Red River carts mostly for representation, so in universities or schools where you have First Nations, Métis, and Inuit representation, we put Red River carts to represent our families. I pass on my knowledge carving. Most of the time I go to schools and I'll get kids carving paddles, or when I build a Red River cart, the kids in the school come and carve the spokes and help me cutting out the wheel pieces, and they're making nails with me and cutting rawhide and sinew, and it's like a total immersion in carving. It's important for me to share my craft with others because I use it to honor my ancestors, and we've forgotten what we're capable of as a people. So when you see someone cut out a wheel or make a wooden nail, it makes you remember the way that things used to be. The York boat that me and my best friend Sean Anton built is located at Fort Langley. We built the York boat over the winter of 2019 and 2020. It took us 6 months, almost 7 days a week, to build that start to finish. On this particular York boat, we could fit 10 people. But you could put more seats in it, and you could, depending if you needed more paddlers, and you could put more seats in it. The York boat traditionally carried furs and sugar and flour and everything that you would get from a trading post. So I wanted to honor my ancestors because they were the voyageurs of their time. And my great-great-grandfather, Michel Calhoun, paddled a York boat for a number of years for the Hudson Bay Company. So we used a mixture of spruce and Douglas fir. So the big main keel that runs through the boat is Douglas fir. And the stems, so the ends of the boat, are also made of Douglas fir. And the planking is made of spruce, and the ribs are made of Douglas fir and spruce. I think the most challenging part of building the boat, aside from acquiring the materials, because I had to go all over the Lower Mainland to get the wood and all the different pieces, was decoding the plans that we had got from Fort Garry. So there was a lot of missing information on it and a lot of stuff that we had to figure out, and that was really tough, really hard. I want people to know what we are capable of, because it was seemingly impossible to build it when we were doing it in the moment, and we really had to have faith in ourselves and find out exactly what we are capable of.